don't understand how that happens. Don't understand hair. You move it in one direction, it should feel better.
It's really hurting now. I've just tied it up.
Yeah.
It's nice and tight. The bun's in. But now it's pulling here on the top of my head in just 2 points. And if I go in there and grab them and then pull it, that should now loosen it, yeah? So now I should stop feeling that tight, but nope, still hurts.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
But if I take this out now and retie it, it'll go away.
Yeah, it'll hurt somewhere else probably.
Yeah, or it won't hurt at all.
Yeah. Long hair can be, like, I feel like we're at a disadvantage. Girls were raised with long hair, so they know how to do it. Like, Emma was, like, asking me, like, I asked her to
the towel head wrap. You just whip up a towel in the hair like it's nothing.
Oh, you just do these things. I'm just like, don't just it's not just do it. It's fucking hair is a pain in the ass. It's like, how do you even, sometimes, when I first was able to put it back, I was like, how the fuck do you even get it all in your hands?
Oh, yeah, I know. I always had, like, I'll walk around to half the day, and I'll be like, what is that thing tickling on my neck? Half your hair hanging down.
Yeah. It's a skill, like, to however many thousands of hairs there are on your head, to master them and, like, be able to have, like, control of them and fucking manipulate them into, like, braids and all that shit.
I didn't realise the commitment to all the oiling and the ends care and the hair care and the conditioning. It's really like, do you know, if I go in the shower to purposely go in and do my hair, it's an hour. If I have to I have to clean it, tone it, then condition it. It's an hour. Because you have to leave in the toner for like at least 10 minutes. Oh. So you sat there once, leaving it in for 10 minutes. Then you might have the other toner.
With your rubber duck.
There's like no more orange. Yeah, rubber ducks in the shower, not as fun as in the bath. No. You got no more orange. Then you use your no more yellow on top. And they've got the toners in. Right. That's 10 minutes each. That's 20 minutes on its own right there. Now, you don't do that every time, obviously, but that's what I'm saying when you're going for the specifics. Then after that, then you got to condition it. Then you got to get out. Then you got to dry it. It's like its own little life.
Yeah. Well, that's a nice little introduction.
Yeah, there we are. It came in mid-hair conversation.
Long hair, bro.
Really manly conversation. And also engines.
Yeah.
Boobs. Spitting.
Yeah.
Football.
Yeah, football.
Although I think saying football, it makes you even girlier because you're a bunch of girls, footballers.
Yeah, not a fan.
No, I like playing it. Hate watching it.
I don't even like playing it that much.
Really? Yeah, I like any sport, really, if I'm playing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't seem to have that much control over my lower limbs.
Also, talk about manly things. I walked into one of the bedrooms here earlier. Now, I have problems in this house with drains. Yeah. Like, if they're not you know.
Literally a minute ago.
If you don't use, because we're on, like, our own system here, like our own filter system, because we're out in the sticks. If you don't use the drains, you get this kind of, the gas from the mulchy machine that deals with all the sewage. Yeah. Has that, if you're not constantly running water down the drains, that gas starts to eke its way back up. Yeah. Because it's not being flushed through. And you start to get this stink from the drains. So I walked into the bedroom before. And I was like, what the fuck is it stinking farts in here? Those bloody drains again. And then just from the corridor, there's like, nope, that was me.
Yeah, that was me. I farted. You're like, why did you go into the bedroom to fart? And I was like, well, no, I went to the toilet.
I thought you genuinely just walked into the bedroom.
Farted, like, closed the door. Have that one, Lex.
And then we made the jokes of, well, normally I'd fart on your bed pillow. Yeah. But I couldn't do that. So I thought next best thing is I'll fart in your guest room. But here, what I wanted to say downstairs that I didn't, because I thought, and I'm going to say it for the podcast, as a kid, and this is one of the best things you can do to prank somebody. Yeah. But it's like, it's a sleeper prank. Like, it might not have an immediate effect, but if you can get the moment to sneak to someone's biscuit tin, and it needs to be a biscuit tin,
okay,
and let in a good fart into the tin and quickly close the lid. Yeah, that fart will not only stay in the tin when they open it, but it will bake into the biscuits.
It'll permeate them.
It's one of the best. Especially if you have a simple biscuit like a rich tea in there.
Oh, God, that's horrendous. That's horrendous.
It is such a good one. And sometimes you forget you've done it.
Yeah.
Until they're biscuits.
And then you're eating their biscuits.
You get off of the biscuit.
I'll have a biscuit.
Biscuit tastes of my ass.
Yeah. Well, that's disturbing.
That is a legit prank. You're crying. You're actually crying.
Yeah.
That is.
I'm going through the wars.
You need to stop.
It's
stop poking it.
Look at this. If you're watching, my eye's about to fall out live on the podcast.
You've got pink eye.
Yeah.
It's so bad now. You've got to the stage where you've rubbed it into pain that is now causing you to rub it more.
Yeah. Yeah, I had an eyelash in my eye, which I took took ages to try and get out.
Did you actually have an eyelash in your eye?
Yeah, like something came out. Eyelashes came out.
I'm sure it wasn't your cornea.
Yeah, it might have been. Yeah, it was big and flat. So yeah, maybe. But yeah, no, I've just completely
it's literally tearing
my eye off so badly.
It looks like you've just been in the pool that's got too much chlorine in it, and you've just been
on the
underneath with your eyes open, like I can take it.
Yeah,
I fucking can. I'll find the brick.
Yeah.
Did you have to do that?
Yeah.
What a stupid thing.
Scorch your eyeballs out as a child.
Dive into the pool, grab a brick, and swim through a hula hoop, a weighted hula hoop.
Yeah.
Like, when is that going to come into use during any kind of waterborne issue? Is everybody okay? Yeah. Did anybody manage to get the hula hoop with the brick? No. Oh, we're all going to die.
Yeah.
Oh, and tie your pajamas in the end and then inflate them. Did you do that one?
No.
Oh, because obviously when you fall in water, you're usually in pajamas.
Of
course. Yeah. So once falling into the pool, I assume you've got probably a poolside bed kind of system going on.
Yeah.
This is what this was developed for. Yeah.
Obviously, most people have that.
Yeah. Bronze swimming award was for those with beds next to swimming pools. So you fall into the water in your pajamas. You obviously collect your brick through a hula hoop.
Yeah.
Standard procedure of entering any water facility.
Yeah.
Then you get back up and realise, oh, the brick and the hula hoop are quite heavy. I'm going to sink. Never fear, ladies and gentlemen. What you can do is take off your pajama top whilst doing your sculling or whatever it is that's keeping you afloat.
Yeah.
You tie the waist, or you tie the arms, a knot in each arm.
Yeah.
Whilst, I assume, cupping the brick between your knees. Then drown a bit, tie the knot, get back to the surface, tie another knot, drown a bit. And then you get the body of your jumper. You can do it with your pants as well, but I'm assuming if you're in your PJs, you've not got pants on. So unless you want to go dilly-dallying with your dingle with the fishies. And now because you've got the neck hole. So maybe it does have to be your pants then.
Yeah, so you get your dick out.
So you get semi-naked in the pool. So just in case there's adults in there as well, you can definitely get them for some kind of sexual deviance.
Yeah, if you even
get them on a
felt
list.
like they had a look.
Yeah, if you don't like some adults, that was your challenge. You just get them in the pool whilst you're doing your pajama swimming test. And now they're an adult in the pool with a half-naked kid.
Yeah.
So they're immediately on the list. You've ruined their day. Yeah. But now you've got to save your own. So pants off, tie a knot in each leg, and then you blow into the pajama bottoms, and they'll inflate because they're so waterlogged.
Yeah. They're
almost not fully permeable. So the air literally seals into them for a relative amount of time, and then you tie up to hold the end, and it keeps you so
you've got a
little bit of a life float, yeah, to get your brick and hula hoop to safety.
Yeah,
and then go complain to your parents about, why the fuck, Mum, have we got my bed next to a fucking swimming pool? And they'll say, child, put your penis away and go get changed.
Yeah, well,
and that's your silver swimming badge achieved.
Lex teaches swimming.
Lex goes to jail.
I can imagine you as a lifeguard, to be honest, in your shorts and your whistle, up on a little
Dude,
stand.
That is one of the coolest jobs.
Do you think?
Yeah, all you do, but legit.
I don't think it is.
If you're in California.
Okay, yeah, all right. If you're in
not so much like me, if it was the Thompson swimming baths in Burnley, where I was lifeguard.
Yeah.
Also, not the best job to have when you are 14 or 15 years old and have zero control over when your little fella wants to say, "Sup, bro?"
Yeah.
See that hot chick over there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ain't nobody getting saved in that 10 minutes of you trying to think of your grandma and baked beans.
Yeah. Never thought about that.
Hot girls, swimming costumes, you on a giant chair looking over the entire pool with raging hormones.
Yeah. Shocking. Talking of raging hormones, what's that? Is it Big Mouth? That Netflix?
Yeah,
card?
yeah. It's a bit much after a while.
Yeah, I put on the first episode, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is very. It is very fucking out there, isn't it?"
Oh, it's aggressive.
Yeah,
it gets when you get further down the line, the girls' clits and vagines start talking to them.
Really?
One dude fucks a pillow for the entirety of the whole seasons.
Yeah, because he's got his hormone monster.
Yeah,
it's telling him to do stuff.
Did you see the one who gets the old hormone monster who has to have subtitles? And he's just like,
no, I haven't even watched the entirety of the first episode. I've literally watched
the first series is decent.
Yeah,
I think how many series are there?
I have no idea.
The first couple are good, but you have to take a break from watching it. You can't binge it too much because it's just so aggressive.
Yeah, it was a bit extreme. I was like, fucking hell. I just needed something to put on while I had my tea after I finished work last night.
That's not the one.
I literally just I was like, oh, because it came up as suggested because I'd watched Disenchantment, and I was just like, yeah, I'll give it a try. Straight away, cartoon penis.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, one of the dudes, I mean, his nose is a penis. His hormone monster's nose is a penis.
Yeah, I suppose it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't even really click that. Yeah, it's a fucking weird show.
It's an odd one. And there's another one as well. Oh, no, it's not rude, but it's called The Great North. Have you seen this? In the Great North. And it's about a Canadian family, and it's like Bob's Burgers style. No. Same animation, same thing. But it's got the guy from Parks and Recreation.
Okay.
You know, the Ron.
Yeah, I know you're on about,
that actor who's just deadpan.
Yeah.
He's brilliant. He's in it. But I just can't get into it. It's like there's too much dialogue. It's constant. Like you have to be permanently fixed to watching it. Yeah. You can't turn your head away, or you can't kind of have it on in the background-ish. You know, like you can with Futurama.
Yes, yeah.
You can't. It's just too much.
Yeah, you just miss it.
And you end up just being like, oh, fucking this is all, I'm stuck. Yeah, I'm out. So it's a hard one because I like stuff that I can just throw on in the background and dip in and out. You can't do that with Enchantment either. Yeah, I feel like I'm wasting it.
Yeah. To be fair, that's right. So I watched it in its entirety before I ever watched just flicking it on in the background. So you kind of already knew the context of it. But, yeah. I do like Disenchantment. I don't know why it hasn't gained more. I don't know, more of a following.
It probably does more than you think.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, it's in multiple series. It must have had enough to keep
it's got to be enough. Anyway, do you want to see this present that we've been given?
Oh, we got a present.
So
I didn't even know about this at all.
No, I didn't say anything. So she's a listener of the CREWCast, and she came down Black Country Barbell. She's tried there a couple of times. Her name's Mary. I think it might be Mary.
Quite contrary.
Mary Delaney, I think it is.
Mary Delaney, what a name. That sounds like somebody who's the mother of a gangster.
Yeah.
Sounds like she was on Peaky Blinders.
Yeah. No, it does sound pretty cool. So, yeah, she messaged saying, I've got this. When are you going to be in the gym next? And she actually came down for a session when I was there. So, I opened it when she was there. So, she wanted to see...
She gave her the satisfaction of your face.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to tell Lex. I'm going to show him on the CREWCast so she gets to see your face.
So, because it's early in the... by the way, it's a Thursday we're recording this.
Not Friday,
It's not Friday's normal. So, it's
we'll
also
explain
in the afternoon.
In a
Yeah, so we don't have our crew chest filled again this week because you have to drive straight after this.
Yeah.
So we're going to hit it. We'll be hitting it. Oh, before we open that, I have another cool announcement. We have the TRT doctor coming back on next week.
Yes.
Mr. Imran.
He'll be back.
Imran Khan is back, and he has a ton of ideas of regular questions that people always ask him, and he's going to answer them. Zero bullshit. I would also like to point out that he and that was a good one. Jesus. But don't you like a good sneeze when you don't have a cold?
That was
it's like a head orgasm.
Apologies, everybody.
I hope this is in stereo. Yeah, it's what I'd just like to say, just a heartfelt fuck you to whoever nicked Imran Khan's old school classic Harley Davidson that he parked outside of his workplace for 20 minutes. And in 20 minutes, a black van pulled up with fake plates on it. 3 lads jumped out, bike in the back of the van and gone.
Jesus.
20 minutes. And that was from within the Jewellery Quarter in Birmingham, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's called, Jewellery Quarter.
Yeah, Jewellery Quarter.
It's an old school Harley Davidson. And he just had it taken to Harley because it'd been in storage. He'd had it all serviced, and they'd had a new exhaust put on it and everything. It was all just been chipped out, ready for the season ahead. And these assholes, these low-life scumsuckers who feed off other people, just destroyed all this hard work and took a classic back to probably cut it up into pieces and sell as parts. This beautifully classic conditioned Harley. It was an old school, I think it was an old school Fat Boy or something like that.
Yeah.
Original.
I didn't know that had happened.
Yeah, literally the other day I was speaking to him on the phone.
Fucking hell.
So,
that sucks.
Yeah, honestly, I hope that they go and play with a moving bus.
Yeah, pricks.
Because if you've got a van to drive around and nick motorbikes, which apparently happens in that area a lot, it's not like you're struggling for meals and you're stealing bread from a baker's. You're just an asshole who's living life as an asshole, a professional asshole.
Yeah. Full-time asshole.
Yeah. So, yeah, hopefully we can cheer him up. Hopefully he's got insurance on it.
Yeah.
And we can cheer him up by looking at other options that he can now go and get as a result.
Yeah, fingers crossed it'll actually work out for him.
Yeah, so we'll find out more next week, any updates on that. But Imran is actually not a guy to be toyed with.
No, definitely not.
He has many connections. So, boys, if you have the bike, I would give it back quite quickly. I would just leave it outside the workplace and drive off.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Around with him.
Let's have a look at the... Ooh, many pieces to this parcel. Am I going in any order? You just hand off that one. This one first.
Yeah, that's the main thing. It'll make sense when you.
So we've got We've got 2 black boxes, and then some little miniature. I can see miniature drinkies in there.
Yeah.
I have an idea what this is. Really? This looks like a glass shaped box. No. Has she bought us whiskey glasses? I'm not going to look at that. 2 seconds. Just going to enjoy this moment. Oh, yeah. Love a good bubble wrap. Oh, look at this. You didn't. Mary Delaney. And that's probably not a name.
Let me just check it now.
Mary Dibba. Insert name here. So this is a beautiful old school whiskey tumbler, and she's had engraved on it the CREWCast with our logo. And then it says on the other side, the CREWCast established 2021, and then Lex Griffin. Wow. That is genuinely the sweetest thing. Thank you so much. I assume this one says Lewis on it.
Yeah. It is Mary. I'm not sure about the last name. I think I've seen that when she's actually signed up. It doesn't say on our
Not
social media.
only has she done that, she's given us 2 miniatures to be able to fill them with as well.
How cool
so we've
are
got a 12-year-old Glenfiddich single malt Scotch whiskey. What do you reckon you could have one of these before you go?
I'm probably not going to.
No?
No, I shouldn't.
No, we really shouldn't. We shouldn't promote any kind of drinking and driving, even at legal limits. I don't agree with it.
No.
And I think we'll stick to our guns on that one. So we've got a mini Kraken and a mini Glenfiddich, a 12-year one. So that'll be nice. Yeah. So we'll try those next week.
This up so people could see it, or shall I try and get this up on camera?
We'll take a photo. It'll be up on the screen now. It'll be up on the screen now.
We'll take a picture of that. Yeah, but how cool is that?
That is honestly such a nice thing.
Established.
I know. How cool. We'll have to be very careful with those. I doubt they're a hand wash, no dishwash. Yeah. Thank you so much. Look at that. Lovely.
Yeah, badass that is. As soon as I saw it, I was like, "Has she?"
Yeah, that's
because we thought about doing something like this ourselves, haven't we?
Yeah. Getting some. Yeah. Oh, nice.
Super cool.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mary. Awesome.
We'll fill those up next week with something appropriate.
Yeah.
What were we talking about prior to that wondrous loveliness?
Oh, you said about Imran coming back on.
Imran coming back on, so we got the next... Oh, well, I covered... So, yeah, the previous podcast of this, you had... Obviously, I was so low, and Lou wasn't here. I actually think it went quite well. Yeah. And, as I said in that
Matter of fact, I don't think you need it at all.
In fact, Lou, you're fired. What was that show? You're fired. The Apprentice.
Yeah, The Apprentice, that's it.
No, so what came out of it was the fact that we've realised that, well... we can do these shorts as well, these shorter versions. It was an idea that came out of the fact that we couldn't get the other podcast up last week due to red tape and some cross wires. Yeah. Which, as frustrating as it was, has taught us a lesson and also fueled us to do a little bit more. Yeah. So, silver linings to every cloud.
Exactly, yeah. I think it was miscommunication. And like you said, there's definitely... It forced us to be like, oh shit, what the hell are we going to do now? Yeah. And then you kind of had a couple of ideas. And yeah, I think
it was just the fact of I wanted to get one up. I didn't want to miss a week because we said, we made a commitment. Yeah. And it was a good way. I think I did like 40 minutes on my own. It was easy. Yeah. So I think what I'll do is we're going to do a midweek one, which will be me and Lou, and then main one, which will be me and Lou. And then I might structure some for my main YouTube page and maybe throw them on the CREWCast as extras if they fit. Yeah. So either way, you'll either get like a short that's CREWCast related on my YouTube channel, or it'll also be down. But either way, you're going to get 2 episodes each week now from us. Yeah. So what you want to do is get your questions in, because the short ones are going to be, unlike our rambling tangents that we have each week, they're going to be
targeted. Yeah. And we haven't got an exact time frame, but we're thinking like
20 minutes max.
Yeah, probably somewhere between the 10 to 20 minute mark.
Bite size. Think bite size.
Yeah, that's what we're going to aim for, but we do struggle to condense.
Well, that's why I said 10 minutes would be our idea, because then we'll hit 20.
Then we'll do half an hour.
30 minutes, yeah. But bite-sized in comparison to the big ones.
Yeah.
And then they'll be easy to chop down and put little throwers on. We're going to just have to launch an Instagram page as well. We decided we're going to do that, even though Instagram sucks giant bags of penises. We'll probably put a TikTok on. We'll do all that so that you guys can find us bits and bobs all over the place. You don't have to constantly be logging into major sites.
Yeah, spreading our seed.
We're going to do it. Yeah, we're upping the ante. There's a lot of changes going to come over the next 3 months. A lot of changes are going to be happening. Some very cool ones. A lot of exciting stuff going on. Big kicks up the arses.
Yeah. We've got some. We've got a bit of a plan of the actual event as well. I know that this is something we've spoken about several times, but we've not actually been able to get anything going. Just the time to actually put something in place, and we also
the logistics. We tried. Yeah, but everyone was like, "No, we're not legally allowed to do that."
Yeah, we struggled logistically. I think what's going to end up happening is I'm literally going to end up hosting it at my gym. I
thought it was the coolest idea from the beginning anyway.
Yeah, I just thought it'd be nice to have something elsewhere, but the reason... So we would have to do it when it's a little bit warmer, because we've got heating in the gym, but you can hear it and it'll get picked up. So if we're recording the podcast, there'd always be like a background hum, which I don't really want to have if we can avoid it. So yeah, thinking like May, June, probably... There's a hotel at the back of the gym as well, so if we have it where we get a load of people come over, we can try and like rums and whiskies, smoke, drink, have a good time, and then there's a hotel literally 10 meters away. So we're trying to like just work out all the logistics of getting everything together. Yeah,
and it's a budget hotel that's kind of cool because it's built in this massive old building. It's really kind of sprawls.
Yeah, it's like meant to be one of the most haunted buildings.
Yeah,
so I don't know whether it actually is, but
I've been in the bar,
haunted hotel,
in the old man bar for a coffee and stuff.
Yeah, it's an old like Tudor building that
that's Tudor,
where it's like white.
Black and white.
Yeah, black and white.
Wood.
Where you can see the wood beams. I don't know what that proper term is, but like the Tudor like buildings.
I mean, it's cheap and cheerful. Kind of cool looking. But, if you drink enough, you won't care what the mattresses are like anyway.
No, exactly. So, yeah, we are actually like laying something out. We've got some blanks ordered that we're going to be looking at for CREWCast t-shirts as well.
Yeah, I'd like to give CREWCast apparel credit purely to Lou pushing that forward. You've been on that.
Yeah, we're trying to get something going. You've come up with a couple of so they're still the original design, but they're just some slight variants that just mean that the logo is going to fit a little bit cleaner on a t-shirt.
It's going to be street style clean. Like you look at it, it'll just look cool until you read it, and then you'll see what it says. But without just reading it, it'll just look
just
like a cool fashion t-shirt. Yeah. So we're not going to do some cheese ball. Here's a freaking crew cut with a big slap fucking nasty overprint on the top, cheap and just, oh look, we just put our logo on something. There's the thought process put into it to make it look sleek and make it look cool and comfortable.
Yeah, so we're getting some blanks in there
because we're basically using what you use for barbell stuff, and your stuff's really good.
Yes, so it's going to be the same. The blanks are the same brand as this, but it's a newer release that they've come up with, and it's a slightly different blend. Yeah. And I'm quite tempted. Well, I think we're going to use it for our next one. We're just waiting to see. They look very good. The reviews are extremely good on it. It's they use like organic ring spun cotton. There's
that's what you want, the word organic in there.
It's and it's ethical as well. Where they make it, they're just like knocked up in China. Everything's manufactured and grown. The cotton and everything's grown in California, and so it's not in sweatshops. So again, everything's just a bit more premium. It's nicer. You know that it's coming from a good source, which That's don't know. Good. It doesn't. So I know most people don't give a shit, but I do.
It's nice. I don't want it to be when you're told that.
Yeah,
and you're like, oh, okay, that's cool. Added little bonus.
Yeah, exactly. So
yes.
Things are moving, basically.
I was talking about on the last episode. I just had a I was talking about how I had a single conversation with a guy, and it turned my entire day around.
Yeah,
it was a lovely little moment, and it's created an opportunity for me to go and film because he's a sports masseuse. Yeah, to go and film the Worst Pain series again somewhere locally, rather than having to go out to Ireland and get smashed for like 3 or 4 days at a time, in it like back to back, and then having those videos for that one 6-week period and then having to rearrange flying out. This is going to be somewhere I can go and film regularly to keep the series rolling.
Yes.
And really, kick some ass with it, and I enjoy doing it. But this all came about because I was saying about when we're in a gym and when we're in these places, or not even a gym, if you're just going to somewhere that's quite specific, like a gym specific, and people go there to work out, to be fit, you're pooling a bunch of like-minded people all under one roof, and we forget this. And when you pool that many people together under a roof, the chances of you meeting somebody who's like-minded like you, doing what you want to do, the probability increases.
Yeah, massively. Yeah,
but because everyone's on their fucking phone and not looking up or looking around or looking at opportunities, that we're missing this gift.
Yeah, a real chance to actually like make some good connections.
Make some friends, or just elevate your mood because you speak to somebody of a like-mindedness that then reinforces your positive mindset, and it's like, yeah, fucking do that. So sometimes all you need is that little bit of, that's a fucking good plan, that, and you're like, all right, awesome.
Yeah, just a little bit of a push.
I'm gonna that it gives you that little kick over that little hurdle, little nudge.
Yeah.
And so the podcast last week, which you heard prior to this one, was me talking all about that. But my gratitude board now is on the fridge, so I've got that. And we've talked about a lot of this in the past.
Gratitude stuff's really important, I think. That's like, for me, I actually did a gratitude journal for a little while.
So why did you stop?
Just fell out of the habit, if I'm honest. Just fell out of the habit.
Exactly. And this is what I was saying. We develop these habits, but the habits take energy. Yeah. But we assume once we build this habit, it'll just be something we do. It's not true.
Yeah.
Because you can drop it off so easily.
There's always going to be an element of effort required. And it is something that I'm going to, like, as silly as it sounds, when I moved house, the fact that I didn't have bedside cabinets, so the things that I put on the side of my
journals,
the visual reminders to do the habit weren't there. So I fell off the bandwagon with taking my supplements and all these other things until I managed to, like, I know it sounds stupid, but until we managed to get the bedside cabinet back, I was not as consistent because I just I forgot about the stuff because my supplements weren't next to me. So it's just so easy to get up and go about your day. Whereas, you need to make things visual if you're gonna try and incorporate them into your daily life. You need to streamline that process as much as possible. Any room for error, and you will make an error. So just fucking try and simplify things, put things in easy to access places.
Yeah,
just to give yourself a chance. Like, even if it's something that you pick up, maybe if you've ingrained a habit for years on end. Yeah. Then it'll be properly built in. But if we're talking this is something that you've done for a few months, then you'll drop it pretty quick unless you make a conscious effort.
In like days, mate.
Yeah, yeah.
So I fell out of the habit of putting my pills into the pill boxes we've got.
Yeah.
I was religious with it for a while, and then I ran out of a couple.
Yeah.
And because I still need to reorder them, I was like, I don't have the complete lot to put in. So I didn't put any in.
Yeah.
And I just forgot to take them all.
Yeah.
It was like a week after I realised I hadn't taken any vitamins.
Yeah.
Because they're in a cupboard, like you said, out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah,
it really is that true. So you need to not squirrel everything away. Like, if you need to take something, then it can go pride and place in the middle of the fucking kitchen cabinet if that's what it takes to make you see it and use it and do it. So it's more important that you get the end result than keeping a countertop tidy.
Yeah, definitely.
Or, like technically tidy.
Yeah, I think that's what we were talking about before. It'd be nice if they did these like kind of medicine pots or supplement pots that looked a little bit nicer, because we've got very similar ones. They're like a little plastic thing with a little push lid and it pops up.
They're hideous looking thing.
Yeah, they're not particularly pretty.
Nah,
but
it looks medical, doesn't it?
Yeah, but they serve a purpose and they do a very good job, and they've been a fucking lifesaver for me for actually.
I keep it on top of
my consistency.
The egg cupboard.
Yeah.
I have an egg cupboard. You've seen it, haven't you?
Yeah.
It's cool though. It's like a one you buy, and it's a little wooden cupboard with a front mesh on it, and it's a little door you open, and you keep up to 12 eggs in it, and it says eggs on the door. Yeah. But I keep it on there, and then I see it every morning because I usually have eggs in the morning.
Yeah,
and
that's what it's about, though, isn't it? It's like somewhere where you're going to visit. That's like in Atomic Habits. If you've read that, it's habit stacking. You stack a new habit with an existing habit. So when you go to brush your teeth or whatever it would be that you already have as a formed habit, I'd like to think most people brush their teeth.
Skincare, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Once your teeth do your skin.
Yeah, that's it. Now I've actually got a bit of a skincare routine. Yeah. I'm not 100% consistent with it, but
fucking state of my skin at the moment.
I've had a break.
Do you know what this is though? Because I fell out of doing the vitamins. Yeah. Well, that's one, because vitamin E and retinol that I take for skincare. Yeah. That's massively dosed out. Two, I then, because I slipped in one thing, I then started to slip in others. So I stopped meditating every morning. And then that slowly then skipped into, not meditating in the morning, getting lazy, getting out of bed. So then I was getting later out of bed. So then I wouldn't do the skincare routine because I just go straight downstairs to get on the laptop. And it all just slowly but surely, just everything just dipped off.
Yeah.
And then by the end I realized I'm doing absolutely fucking nothing.
Yeah.
And now I've got this skin. But the reason it's broken out is because basically shavers I put oil on them. That oil's got dirty. I've been rubbing the dirty oil up and down my head because I haven't been cleaning out the dirty oil. So I've been filling my pores with basically blade oil.
Yeah.
And
that's blade oil.
As you can see, that's where obviously I'm shaving here a lot, and that's where all the spots will be breaking out. And I don't have all the vitamins in there and the skincare routine that's been fighting that. So the moment that that buffer's gone, it's just gone brap.
For me, if I have anything like sugar, like not anything, but
and my diet's gone to shit too.
Yeah. I'll know because like a few days later I'll then get a load of spots.
My average intake of calories over the final 4 days before I've ramped my food back up the last 2 days, probably about 800 calories, mate. I'm not joking. I just was not. I was trying to get so much stuff done. I kept forgetting to eat, but it would be in the middle of something that I was doing that I'd need to remember to eat, but it was all time sensitive, especially like I was trying to edit that previous podcast. That's the only thing that really pissed me off about not getting that podcast up, because I understand there was red tape. I understand like there was miscommunication, but I was up till 3 o'clock in the morning for 2 nights straight trying to get it sorted and edit it to a way it would be allowed. And then when I found out, it would never have been allowed no matter how I edited it because of a conversation track it went on. So I was just like, could have been told, could not be knackered right now, could have saved me looking even shitter because I've now got even less sleep. That's what caused breakout as well, is a lack of good sleep, getting to bed 3 in the fucking morning.
A bit more stress as well.
More stress, and then not eating because I'm trying to get this thing done, because it takes hours and hours to edit and then hours and hours to get it all uploaded across the platforms. So I was literally, and I'm not joking, eating crackers. Not just your standard plain cracker. I'd walk into the kitchen to make something, then realise I had it's going to take more than 5 minutes to make anything, because I had nothing in because I'd been away, and I'd come back and then everything I'd bought had gone off that was fresh. And then anything that was frozen was too frozen to cook. Yeah. So I was like, well, I guess it's another 3 crackers. Nice. And I would eat those just to quell my stomach. Yeah. And then drink a big thing of juice just to stop me feeling hungry.
Hashtag nutrition.
Yeah. Hashtag PT, hashtag online coach. So I average 10 crackers a day.
That's the thing. Like, sometimes shit happens. I think a lot of people think that everyone's diet is perfect all the time, every day. No. Like, the vast majority of us get shit right most of the time, but then we'll still go through these like random patches where your diet falls to shit, your training falls to shit, but you still, you just do.
Remember when I came into the gym and trained and looked like an absolute stacked steroid monster?
Yeah.
That was when my diet was really on point and I was getting all the calories.
Yeah, you're actually eating consistently.
And I literally don't look like that now because of 2 weeks of not doing that.
Yeah.
That's how quick it drops.
Yeah.
Because my glycogen depletion is higher. And just generally, I've not been as active because I haven't been. My training dropped the fuck off as well. I averaged max 2 sessions a week. Yeah. In the entire month, I think I trained 4 or 5 times. Yeah. Yeah, dreadful.
It happens though. You go through these little phases, and everyone does it. I think there's very few people I know that are just like perfectly consistent year in, year out.
With the gym, I was relentless though. It's only since COVID that it really knocked me off. And I've been on and off since COVID.
I think I think you don't get out enough. Like, I know this is maybe a bit
much,
100%.
But
I think you.
Oh, I do.
Since with lockdown, everything that you used to do, most of it everything got stopped during COVID.
Yeah,
and most of it hasn't really picked back up. It's just like, and you're here. It's a big, nice house, but like I always come to you.
Yeah,
it's I don't know. It's. I think just getting out and about, doing things, seeing other people a bit more.
Well, that was the reason for buying a fun car.
Yeah.
Because I started to hate cars.
Yeah.
Because I have the motorbikes.
Yeah.
I love being out on the motorbike. I literally, my face hurts from smiling after a day on the bikes. Like, it's the best thing. But then I was getting in my car, and that BM is a lovely thing. Yeah. But it's not a miles per gallon kind of car. Yeah. It looks like it is. But you can't on the streets. It's manual, so you're constantly changing, So then that's why I bought. I don't think I've shown what the car is yet. I'm not going to, because I have an idea to do a little thing where I'm going to do little bits to it and then reveal it. Okay. So I'll show the before and then the subtle things I've done to change it afterwards. Okay. But it is a 3-litre V6 twin turbo. So it goes zoom zoom. You've been in, haven't you?
Yeah.
It goes into
definitely
doesn't
does,
it?
yeah.
And that exhaust.
Yeah.
The exhaust.
Can you tell what it is by that sound?
3 litre V6 twin turbo. It's that model.
Yeah.
And so now that makes me want to drive. So like I was gutted today that I couldn't get to yours because the sun was beaming and I wanted to do that drive over to you.
It was a
with
really
the roof
nice day
down.
today, yeah.
Another clue. With the roof down and wanted to come flying over.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
It
this
would
would
have been a
awesome.
good one.
Yeah. But it's beautiful apparently for the next 10 days.
I saw something about a heat wave throughout
Yes.
April.
Is that April or May?
No, I saw something heat wave in April, yeah.
I saw it on Lad Bible, which I don't know how.
Yeah,
because all it said was heat wave in May. Tinnies in the park, boys.
Yep, that's what it
That's
means.
it. That's the news for me. Lad Bible.
Yeah. Just why I'm here today, not tomorrow as well.
Oh yeah. Yes. Go on then.
I'm going to be in Scotland tomorrow. So yeah, it's a bit out.
Basically,
This week
Lou
has been
did a
manic.
number of things wrong in his life, and he's now being punished. He has to
Moving
go
to
to Scotland.
No, I love Scotland. Scotland's fucking lovely.
Okay, it's a beautiful. It's very windy and cold though.
Yeah, well, look,
Apparently, though, in the summer,
Scotland can be really, really nice. I massively rate Scotland. And
beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It's a brilliant place.
It's normally covered in clouds and rain. And
Yeah,
snow.
yeah, the weather can be really hit and miss, but like
And fried goods. No vegetables.
Again, I'm not seeing any negatives here. Fried goods, tenants, Iron Brew.
Yeah, Iron Brew. Yeah. Do you know that the original? I don't know if it still does, but the original Iron Brew would actually dye your stomach orange.
I hope it still does. I
swear I heard that's true from like a medical sample. They'd be like, yeah, if you drank iron, like
any Scottish person that's had an autopsy.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. If you drank Iron Brew close to death, when your autopsy could come, you could have a nice orange internal stomach lining. Yeah,
that's definition.
I hope that's true.
Yeah, me too.
As a kid, I thoroughly believed it anyway, and still do.
Yeah, I can see how it's plausible. I don't know.
Well, Coca-Cola is the best toilet cleaner in the world.
Yeah. So we'll put that into our bodies.
And you drink that. We drink that, and it cleans porcelain toilets better than any toilet cleaner. Yeah. Do you know you can also put, if you have a chrome on like an old car or something like that, or motorbike, if you get Coca-Cola and tin foil, you pour Coca-Cola over the chrome and then rub it down with the tin foil. It takes the rust off it.
Yeah. Oh, I know. This is just talking of random hacks because this is like the shit that you see on TikTok, isn't it?
Yeah.
The whole when you've got a towel around you, rolling it out opposed to rolling it in. Have you done this?
Yeah, I always wear a towel. And do you know how I learnt that?
How?
Because when you go on holidays with all lads, you learn very quickly that if you're at a camping site and walking back to your tent with just a towel around your waist because you want to look like a pimp, well, the other boys will take that towel quite quickly, and you go from pimp to naked weirdo real fast.
Yeah, I am blown away at what the difference is.
Yeah,
like the internal roll. Shit.
Why would you ever do an internal roll? You mean internal tuck?
Yeah,
so when you wrap the towel around, you were like rat tailing one end and then just tucking it in. Oh no!
And it does hold, but like it's not going to stand up to.
You're primed for a naked whipping. Yeah. No, yeah. So you wrap it round. So you've got one side held against your body. You wrap the other side over the top.
Yep.
And then you roll the inside edge down over the top.
Yeah. So you go.
It's like putting a belt on your towel.
Yeah, you roll it out.
Yeah.
And mate, it's bulletproof.
Yeah, it's like it's stitched.
Yeah, it's fucking solid.
It's hard.
You could go out for a fucking marathon wearing that, and I swear to God, it's still
line
there
dancing with it.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, no, yeah. I learned that when I was like 15.
Yeah, it was something I saw as a stupid. I'm sure it was like an Instagram or a TikTok video.
Yeah,
and then I was like, it was one of them things that I listened to but didn't actually think about. And then the other day, I had my towel and it kept fucking coming undone because I can't remember. I was fucking around doing something, and then I was like. I just had a moment of just like, I remember seeing a video. And I turned it, and literally I was there, and I was like looking down, I was like, oh my God. And I was like, I can move. And I'm like, doing like agility tests.
So impressed with just this one towel thing.
Honestly, that was like, so many of these like life hack things or things you've been doing wrong, they're just shit, aren't they?
Yeah.
And this one I was actually like properly blown away. But I was like, oh my God, this has changed my life.
It's legit. So, other than the towel hack, back to your Scotland story.
So, yes. Anyone who's been listening to the CREWCast for a while knows that it's been just over a year now. It's been like a year and 2-3 months since our dog passed away. And we've had like a year and a bit without him. And me and Emma thought, all the things that you can't do when you've got a dog, you can go out, just got a bit more freedom, basically. Like, and some people just go out and do whatever. But Lanza, my old dog, was epileptic, so he couldn't be left for too long. He used to seize quite frequently. We had to literally have like a baby monitor to make sure he was okay.
Did you? I didn't know you had a baby monitor.
Yeah, just if he was ever left for too long. And basically, we didn't do fuck all in the meantime. Since we had this freedom of like not having a dog that stopped us. Obviously, part of this was during lockdown, so we weren't really allowed to do anything. But it's not like we both work so much. It's not like we were going to be disappearing for long weekends every so often. And we both just miss having a dog. It's for us, like I've always had dogs growing up, and it's they make you laugh. They're fucking funny. And me and Emma both said we don't laugh as much without the dog, which is quite sad, really. So yeah, we're going to be getting a new dog, and we're going. So there's no.
Let's just point this out. You're calling it a dog. It's more like a hellhound.
Yeah, so they are a bit of a monster, but they're.
It's like that thing from Ghostbusters.
Yeah. They've got really good temperament. So it's a South African Mastiff. It's called a Boerbol or a Boerbol if you're South African. And I think so. It derives from like it's Afrikaans and it means farm dog, and that's literally what it means. And they were to defend the farms in Africa, and they would like fight
Against
off lions.
Fucking lions.
Yeah.
So like rats, no. Squirrels, no. Fucking lions.
Yeah. So obviously there can be some deviation in weight, but like the females normally around 60 kilos. The males are like 70 to 90 kilos.
Just put that in perspective. I'm
90
Labrador.
Kilos. Oh, my Labrador
was 30 kilos.
So, and he wasn't a little
smaller
dog.
of the one you're getting. Well, Labradors are not small.
Yeah.
Is 60.
Yeah.
Double.
Yeah. So they're big dogs, but they're meant to have very obviously a lot of this boils down to how well they're trained, but instinctively they've got very good temperaments. They've been used as like therapy dogs for children and stuff like that. They're meant to be super gentle, super caring. The only problem potentially is the fact that because they are so big that they could accidentally knock over a toddler because they're just massive,
or a dining room table.
Yeah, they are monsters.
Or the central island in a kitchen.
And yeah, they're not a very common breed. But there's some good things about that because they've not been inbred to a point where they've got loads of health problems. So considering this dog
like
is
a mastiff, mastiffs have health problems, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. And some of those very large breeds, some of them you're lucky to get like 7-8 years out of them, whereas Boerbols, their average is 10 to 12.
That's mad for a big dog. Boxers go at like 8 to 10.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I used to really like boxers as well. So and I saw an average boxer weight is like 30 to 40 kilos.
Yeah, I was going to say they're quite slender when you actually look at them. They've just got a big head.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So anyway, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going up to visit the breeder, which is just outside of Edinburgh.
So, Edinburgh's lovely.
Yeah, so we're gonna spend 2 nights in Edinburgh. We're driving up there tomorrow. Gonna see the dogs, then carry on a little bit further up, get into our hotel in Edinburgh because she's been to Scotland once, I think.
How long's the drive from here to bloody Edinburgh?
About 6 hours.
I was going to say, bloody hell.
Hours. Yeah, but I used to do it all the time.
You don't care about driving, do you?
No, I don't mind a long drive. I quite enjoy a long drive, to be honest. If I've got a good book to get stuck into, it's nice. So, yeah, I'm really excited for that.
You can read in a car?
No, audiobook.
Oh, right, I was going to say.
I'm just there.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yep, still alive.
I just what I do, I just wait for a straight, and then I'll read a few sentences, and then I'll assess. I'll be like, okay, I reckon I can get about 3 or 4 sentences.
In we go. And just imagine you, because you just takes me back to your "I can eat jelly whilst driving" story.
Yeah.
What was it? It was jelly.
Yeah.
Whilst driving a giant van.
I can eat anything. Anything while driving. No, I shouldn't.
What's the stupidest thing you ate whilst driving?
I think jelly is pretty stupid because it's a fucking joke.
It's wobbly and slippery.
Yeah, it's like trying to fall off your spoon.
Cereal?
Yeah, cereal requires a bit of effort.
Did you do that?
Nah, I've not etten cereal. I wouldn't want to risk spilling milk in the cab of a van because the cab would then stink forever. That's true.
I was once so when I used to live in Manchester, there were a couple of lads who we used to hang around with. We would work within the city centre. You'd see them driving through every so often, and one of the lads, Swaz, he was called. He used to go and do a load of like the building management stuff for one of the guys. Yeah. So he would constantly see him driving around. But he was just one of those guys, you know, when they're funny but don't mean to be.
Yeah.
Just him. He was
I think you told me this.
And We used to call him Swandles because he would wear sandals into the gym with these white socks because he was Swaz. He got the nickname Swandles. But he just would do some of the daft things. Like, we'd always try and get him in shape. And then he'd always go and sneak eat stuff.
Yeah.
All the time. If he was on his own, he's off to buy Bueno bars and stuff like that. But when he was with us, he was always eating clean and everything like that. And then I was walking into town one day, and he drove past. He was just driving slowly through traffic on the other side of the road.
Muller corner.
Yeah, and he sat there. He's got one knee on the steering wheel. He's looking really awkward, and he's looking down, looking up really rapidly. And then as I zoom in, I looked in, and he's literally got a Muller crunchy corner, and he's pouring it, doing the snap over into the other side. And I think he's got one shoulder up. He's driving with his knee, and he's getting this corner in. And then, so I saw him straight and rang him as he's doing this. He answers the phone without letting go of the yogurt pot.
Yeah.
So he's spoon down, phone into the crutch of his shoulder. So now he's like this, shoulder up, Muller corner there, spoon ready to go. And I just went, Swandles, put the yogurt down. And all he did, he starts panicking. I see him panicking. He goes, "Where the bloody hell are you? Are you following? What you did? What?" He could not fathom it for the life of him. So now he's got this Muller yogurt and confusion. He doesn't know what to do. Should he eat it? He's been caught. Oh, no, no hands on the wheel. It was just one of those moments that will stick with me. Just you fucking idiot trying to eat a crunch corner whilst driving around Manchester city centre, which is stop-start shitty traffic.
Yeah.
He was just like, can't wait. Can't wait to stop. Got to eat it now.
Yeah.
Swandles. Good lad.
I remember one time, talking of eating random things in the van, we were, I don't think I was even driving. No, hold on. No, I was driving, and my friend Chris, he was in the passenger seat. And you get the packs of sushi from Tesco's?
Oh, they were decent.
Yeah, quite nice. He just pops it open, and he's doing his soy sauce on
little
there.
fish soy sauce.
Gets that on there. You got your wasabi as well. Tears that, and he's getting it all prepped and good to go. I didn't see a speed bump. And
wasabi as well.
And his nice little tray, all onto the dashboard on the window.
His face was literally absolutely
didn't even have a single piece of it.
Just that he would have just had that face and would just go,
just covered in
utter dismay,
dust and stuff on the dashboard.
There's no way you're getting it back from a van dashboard.
Nah,
no
definitely
matter how determined you are.
Yeah, because it was wet at that point as well, so it was sticky. So just everything it rolled in, So that was fucking one for the.
And I bet your result was hysterical.
Oh god, yeah, it was funny. And then I was like, clean the windscreen now.
Oh Christ!
Oh yeah.
So giant dogs.
Yeah.
So you get to go. So what do you get to go and see the mum and the dad? Is that what you're doing?
So I think. So there's two bitches that are there, female dogs.
No, just two lesbian bitches,
fucking
bitches, man.
Yeah. So two female dogs that they own and they breed with. I think the stud they get in from elsewhere.
They tend to, don't they? Yeah. To keep the lines fresh.
Yeah, exactly. And they do have some of they still call them pups, but they're under one, but they're still bigger. And it's an older retired couple. They're not. This is a business for them, but it's not like they're retired. This isn't their main sort. Yeah, so they're not just churning out puppies, which I do like. They make sure that the dogs are healthy. They give them plenty of time in between having a new litter, so they can recover. So they're not literally just a baby factory, just knocking out kids all the time, which I do really like. And
well, you shouldn't just really like it. That's the only thing you should ever buy from is people who are only doing limited batch numbers of these pups.
Yeah, it's ethical
you should
as well.
Never buy from any puppy farming place, and if you think there's a puppy farming place, you should report it.
Exactly. Yeah, it's so unethical, and also the fact that any reputable breeder, because people who go and buy a dog from some random person on a car park.
Oh, fuck's sake.
That you're asking for fucking trouble, and you're feeding into something that is very immoral.
Yep.
And anyway, not going to go off on a fucking tangent there, but there's certain standards. If the breeder meets a certain criteria, they have to do certain hip dysplasia tests and certain testing.
So are they registered with a kennel club or something?
Yeah. So the South African Mastiff isn't a registered breed in the UK because it's quite rare. But there is a governing body specifically for Boerboels, which they are registered with. But the people who breed at this place, they don't even think that's a good enough standard. So they do a load of other testing. So they do genetic testing on top of it. So they test for epilepsy rates and all these other things. Obviously, we had a dog with epilepsy, and like Lance's medication used to cost us £500 a month.
I know you were saying.
So like, you know, this is, and it's not just it obviously doesn't boil down to just the finances, because
we'd
happily paid that to keep Lanza alive and keep him healthy, but it's not something that you actively want to go into blind. Like people don't realize what they're getting into when they're getting a dog. People don't understand the expense that kind of goes into this. So yeah, the fact that they're just so thorough, you have to like send them a video of your house. So
I was going to say,
they can see that you've got.
They vet where you live, because that's one of the big things. If a breeder doesn't give a shit about where you live, you know they're a dodgy breeder. Yeah. Because I know people who do breed dogs, and it's not their main business. They just do it on the side because they have a pedigree dog, and they do it. And they are so picky that they will visit houses and to see where the dog's going to be, and they just turn people down outright. Yeah. Or they'll ask them set number of questions to start with, and if they fail to answer in the way that they know they want them to answer, if they stutter on any of them, they're like, no. Straight off the bat, no.
Yeah, the fact that they're very picky. So because they're up in Scotland, they can't come down and visit. But literally have to do like a video tour of the house, of the garden. Where are we going to be walking them? Like basically prove that you're going to actually be able to look after that dog properly.
Yeah. That's the best they can do, isn't it?
Like, exactly.
Fair play to them.
Yeah, and so we're going to go up. I've never seen one in real life. I'm still really struggling to grasp the idea of a 90-kilo dog.
The funniest part is that you've got to go up there in your car to see if the dog will fit.
Yeah. So, whether the dog will fit in the boot comfortably. Because me and Emma go camping occasionally and stuff like that, and we'd want to take the dog. So it's not like we know the dog will physically fit, but is it going to be? And if we were just going down the park or something like that, that's fine. But is it going to be comfortable if we're going to do a 2-hour drive to Wales?
Yes,
that's going to be the thing. So our next car is going to be determined by whether we can fit the dog in the boot. Which is a funny thing to have to say.
Your lease requirement.
Yeah.
I need to do 10,000 miles a year. I'd like 40 plus miles per gallon. Oh, and it needs to fit a 90-kilo dog. Yeah. Sorry, what, sir?
Yeah. So I'm really, really excited for it. It's something me and Emma both thought that it was going to be years before we'd be like ready to have another dog. Because it's shit when you lose a dog, and also I don't know what we were expecting. I think we thought that having Lanza restricted us in so many ways, and it definitely did. But But
you're going to go from such a crazy requirement to normality, really.
Yeah, and I think as well we undervalued all of the good things. The fact that we got out the house every day for an hour for a really nice walk.
Yeah.
And guaranteed you would laugh at something that the dog did. If you've got a dog, how often do they make you laugh? It's fucking all the time. They do stupid shit. Don't get me wrong, they do loads of annoying stuff too. But the more time you can put into them and get them well trained, that ratio of great times to frustration is low. And even with Lanza, the only time Lanza ever caused us real, stress was nothing to do with him. It was his epilepsy that he had no control over, obviously.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and we said we don't laugh as much as we used to without having a dog. And, Emma's home on her own sometimes when I'm here recording the podcast. And she doesn't want to be left on her own. We've got a 3-legged cat. I don't know how much, protective abilities a 3-legged cat would do. But, again, just a little bit of comfort. And since Emma's working from home permanently too.
Oh, she's permanent now.
Well, she's gone into the office very occasionally, but it seems like they're never going to be going back full time.
It makes no sense.
No, it doesn't.
To move people from a laptop in their home to drag them 40-odd minutes into town centre to put them in another box next to their laptop.
Yeah, exactly. And because they've reduced the office size, so they can't even have the entire team in at the same time. So even if they put half the team in, they'd still be on a Zoom call with everyone else. So why not have the whole thing as a Zoom call anyway? So that seems to be the way it's going. But and there's loads of pros to working from home, which I'm sure everyone's experienced, but there are some negatives that people aren't getting up and moving as much. Emma misses her lunch all the time, and she'll end up working straight through.
Yeah.
So she'll just spend even that little bit of getting up and walking around from meeting room to meeting room, you're a little bit more active
as well. Though you're moving, you're like, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
When you don't move, you don't feel that hunger.
And because she's working with people on different time zones, messages come through at lunch, and because it's a bit different. When lunchtime had hit, everybody would stop work and everybody would go off and get lunch. Whereas now it's just you on your own. You're just like, I'll do it in a bit. and then once your lunch break time has gone, you could still go off and do it, but you're going to be getting more emails, more messages. People are going to try and call you. So yeah, she misses lunch all the time. So this is going to give her a bit more of a reason to get up, get out of the house, and actually take that lunch for herself. Because I think as well, like, it's easy to neglect yourself a little bit more, but you're never going to do it if it was for somebody else or for your pet, something like that. So it gives her a bit of a reason to get up and get out. I've actually got something that's quite good. I don't know whether anyone even understands what this would be or anyone would give a shit, but some very good news from Emma. So she applied to be a chartered engineer, which is basically like the...
What is she at the moment?
So she's actually in a contracts management role, and she's handling 2 roles. But she works for Siemens Energy.
Yeah.
She's like was an aeroderivative gas turbine performance engineer, which she's like moved off into basically the engines that they use for aerospace, like planes. Yeah. They also can be used effectively, this is really simplified it, but like as a big generator to then turn fuel into electricity that would keep like the lights on for certain countries.
Yes.
So they're big fuck off generators. And like, you know, that she handled some of the performance data and stuff like that. But she as she learned through her apprenticeship, she's like qualified as a welder. She
can weld.
Yeah. She literally, so like, she had her apprenticeship with Rolls-Royce, and basically, even though she was going to be a technical engineer, which means the geeky shit.
Yes.
They want you to know everything, so she's qualified to use brake presses, like literally any stuff in the factory. She's done it. Like so she's qualified to use all of it, because then when you have a practical understanding of how everything works, so you understand where some shortfallings can. You know. So anyway, yeah.
So and she's done what?
She's become a chartered engineer, which is basically the highest level of competency as an engineer. So to do that at 30 is really fucking good.
Congratulations.
And yeah, so it's literally top tier. So she always does loads of crazy shit, but this, I was like, I've been nervous about this for weeks, because it's all like there's a governing body.
You're the bottom bitch. Like,
oh yeah,
doesn't that's stamped now.
Yeah, she's fucking really good. So anyway, anyone who knows how much of an achievement that is, yeah, it's great. So
awesome.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone cares, but
I thought I'd share it. It's nice to see nice people get good things happen to them.
She fucking works hard.
She's worked hard for it as well. Yeah, I was gonna say she's been
smart ass motherfucker. Yeah. And just me as a potato at home.
I pick things up and put them down a lot.
Yeah. What are you?
You can't pick them up as much as me and put them down as much.
It's very true. I can outlift Emma. Yeah. That is my only thing that I can out at Emma.
Yeah, just keep her away from the TRT dock.
I know, yeah, definitely be getting outlifted then. She can out-sprint me for sure. She's very fast.
Like the episode of Family Guy where Lois gets on training.
I don't think
He just gets jacked.
No, I don't think I've seen
Peter up.
Oh, that would definitely happen. Yeah, so she can out jump me.
Was it Marge? Is that Simpsons? Maybe they did it in both. Marge definitely gets jacked at some point. Gets into weightlifting. I think maybe it's Marge Simpson.
I don't remember that either.
Yeah.
So, something else. Have we got time? Like, what are we on?
Yeah.
You're going
to need to pee.
I'm going to blow my nose.
Oh, yeah, you do that off camera.
Right.
There you go. Nostrils are clear.
Yeah, sorry, just blew my nose.
Good news. Go.
Right. Well, it's not necessarily...
Did you say good news?
It's not good or bad. It's just, it is news. Again, so if you were listening... So this has been months. The genetic testing that I was getting done, the 23andMe, I've got it back. So,
what percentage of you is black?
100%. So the actual genetic ancestry side of things was, I thought, because I'm mixed race, I thought it was going to be more diverse, but no, it's fairly just split as expected. So I'm just going to load this up, and it seems to be taking.
Are you on the Wi-Fi?
Yeah, I am. There we go. Okay, so
hang on, have they got an app that you log into then?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? So
you're part blue, part green.
Yeah, so 51.3% European and 40.1% of that is British and Irish. 11.2 is French and German, which I didn't know about.
Oh.
So I have no idea where that's coming from.
European's a bit broad.
So European's the whole category.
And then it breaks it down.
So that then broke the 53% into 40.1% British Irish, 11.2% French German, and then the remaining 48.7% is Northern Indian and Pakistan, and then it actually breaks it down.
Oh, that's green.
Yeah, and then that broke it down to basically be It's estimated to be in some of the northernmost regions of India, which would be Kashmir. So it actually seemed to be quite accurate.
So you like curry and Guinness?
Yeah.
With a baguette?
Yeah. Maybe in a
You dip
bratwurst.
baguettes into your curry whilst drinking.
So I don't know where
Guinness.
these French Germans come from, but I'll have to ask.
Well, that's one of those weird things. I thought, why don't we all have some portion of African or something in us? Because we're all derived.
I think it's going to be then getting into tiny fractions of a percent.
You're talking probably less than 1% level.
So I thought that was really interesting. So that's kind of the ancestry side of things. But that wasn't really what I got it done for. Because obviously we spoke about me doing TRT or whatever the fuck you want to call it, taking testosterone.
Oh,
I wanted to check
anomalies, yes.
Yeah, if there was any health markers, anything that I'd need to be concerned about. And there are 2 health markers. So there's 14 of the main health markers. I have 2 of them.
Can I tell you what the 14 are?
Yeah.
Can you list them?
Yeah, I will do that.
Just so we know what it's looking at, what it can look at, because that'd help people.
So some of them, I don't even know how the fuck you say them. And it does break it down. This whole, some of them, it won't even tell you the result until you've read the entire, you have to basically go through the brief, because I think it's they don't want you to just skip to the end and freak out and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to die. It's like, that you have to understand what it's going to mean before you then get onto it. So, one of them is a type 2 diabetes. I have typical likelihood. I'm just bang average. I've got nothing that's going to predispose me to that any more than anyone else.
I always get confused with this. Is type 2 the one you bring on yourself?
Type 2, yeah, it is.
Isn't it? That's where you eat yourself into diabetic state.
Yeah, I think it is.
It's reversible, basically.
Okay, so then here comes some of the ones that I cannot say. Hereditary thermophilia?
What?
Thermophobia?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Thrombophilia. Is that thrombosis?
Yeah. Is that,
so that's...
they have a breakdown of what these are.
Issues with blood vessels, isn't it? Thrombosis.
Yeah, so predisposition to developing harmful blood clots. Yeah. I have no variants of that, so... Again, so any of this, basically, it doesn't mean that I'm not at risk, but it means that I don't have anything that's going to put me in a high-risk category.
Oh, because some freaking late nights, that's why this week. Jesus.
So that's one of them. There's hereditary...
Oh, my God. Amyloidosis?
Amyloidosis?
Is that lordosis? Is that... as in spinal issues.
Amyloidosis? No, I don't think it is. No? So TTR-related hereditary amyloidosis is genetic condition caused by buildup of protein called something in the body's tissue. This protein builds up, can damage the nerves, heart, and other parts. Oh. Okay, so no variants of that. I'm just going to skip through. So there's G6PD deficiency.
Oh my God, these are really specific.
Familial hypercholesterolemia. Yeah, so basically, that's not necessarily high cholesterol. That is if you have... So you could have cholesterol in the normal safe range, but for you, that's actually really high because you don't handle cholesterol very well. Oh. So you're more sensitive to it, basically.
Wonderful.
So I don't have that either. That's also one of the markers that I did want to look out for.
Yeah,
because your lipids get worse when you take testosterone.
Yeah.
So that's one. There is chronic kidney disease, which is another one that would be something to keep an eye on if you take kind of TRT or steroids in general. Don't have any of that. Celiac disease, alpha-1 antitrypsin deficiency.
That's a good one, celiac. To know if that's in there.
Yeah. Age-related muscular degeneration, Parkinson's disease.
You got none of these.
None of these. Associated polyposis, which is a cancer one, and then BRCA1 and BRCA2, which is other cancer ones. So those are all the ones that I don't have. So the ones that I do have, I'm at a slightly increased risk of late onset Alzheimer's disease. Oh. So I have one of the variants. There's multiple kind of variants of it's EPOE4, I think, which is the genetic name for that variant. So, what I after doing a bit of research,
because that could easily make you freak out, then, couldn't it?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But so it says that I'm at a 20. Basically, I have a 20 to 30% chance of it by developing it by the time I'm 85.
Oh, that's all right.
An average is like 14 to 20%. So it's not like
if you're 85, you don't. you don't want to know what you're doing by that point anyway.
Exactly. And also, one of like all of the things that contribute to that are you physically active? Do you have a healthy heart?
Yeah.
Do you have are you cognitively stimulated regularly?
Punched in the head on a regular
basis? So all of these lifestyle factors are stuff that I already do anyway. Like, I'm already quite healthy. I train well. So like, it's all stuff that's going to offset it. So even though that is something I have a variant of and something to pay attention to, it's not really
85.
Yeah, it is what it is. And also, if you've got family members that you know of that have Alzheimer's, which
I don't think I've got any.
As far as I'm aware, I don't know anyone who.
My granddad was well with it all the way to the end.
Yeah. So again, not too common. And the other one, it says that there's a variant detected, but not likely to actually increase my risk. So it must be like a really mild one for something called hereditary hemochromatosis, which basically means that my body could produce too much iron. But again, it says that I'm like a very low risk of it.
Yeah.
So there's loads more information.
Blood tests and stuff like that on a regular basis would keep a lot of that in check.
Yeah. There's carrier status. It does like 45 carrier results, which is not stuff that I would have, but stuff that could potentially get passed on. And I have none of them.
Oh, that's good.
So that's quite good.
You're quite genetically quite sexually appealing.
Yeah, exactly. My spunk is fucking marvellous.
You'd be a good stud.
Yeah, exactly. So, maybe if anyone wants to pay for a jar of it.
No hip dysplasia?
No hip dysplasia, yep.
Get in there.
But
what about your snout length?
Oh, well, snout length, it's all right. It's not too bad. It depends which snout we're on about. So it gives you a load of other random ones as well, which are like things that like people with your genetics are more likely to do. So like I'm more likely to consume higher levels of caffeine.
This is like genetic tendency.
Yeah. I'm more likely to be a deep sleeper.
Well, you did. You had a caffeine overdose.
Yeah. So all of these things are actually really
a heavy sleeper.
More likely to be a deep sleeper.
You're not, though, are you?
When I'm gone. But I do struggle to get to sleep.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, I'm the same. I struggle to get to sleep, but when I'm asleep, you could run an ambulance through the room.
Yeah, like stuff doesn't wake me up that easy. It's more like my body wakes me up, but like you could be quite noisy and it wouldn't wake me up. So my muscle composition is uncommon in elite power athletes. So I don't have I already kind of knew that.
You're not going to be an elite power athlete.
No, well, I would have been already. I've been training 13 years, so if like
if it was going to happen.
Yeah, if it was going to happen, I know like.
What's an elite power athlete?
I suppose it's going to be a sprinter, some like Olympic lifter, something that's powerful, explosive
athlete.
Yeah, which like I've never been particularly strong or powerful. I'm like maybe just about average, but I've just been training for a long time. Because people look at me sometimes and think, "Oh, I'm quite strong," which I'm not really, considering how long I've been training.
Yeah, no, you are.
Yeah, but I've been training for 13 years. Like I know people that have outlifted me after like 2 years of training. So like. I'm kind of strong, but that's not through anything. That's not through winning the genetic lottery. Yeah. That's just me putting in work for a fucking long time. And again, like there's people that outlift me. I know somebody who outlifted me in months.
God, that's depressing.
It's just some people are freaks. Sleep movement, more likely to move more than average.
I clearly wrestle bears in my sleep.
Yeah, I'm fucking all over the shop. I am.
I'd like to do a time lapse. Yeah, put a GoPro on the ceiling and just genuinely see what happens. But I don't know if they work in low light. That might be interesting, actually.
So this one fucking cracked Emma up. Let me just find the exact bit about this. So it tells you what your how much Neanderthal DNA you have.
You've got a shit.
So like
with those fucking
if you don't know about Neanderthals, basically they were like a variation of humans. They interbred with very early humans. Yeah. So like before they died out. So we all have some Neanderthal DNA. And yeah, so like I've got less. So it categorizes it. So mine is under 2% Neanderthal DNA, which means that I have more Neanderthal DNA than 82% of the population. So I'm in the high Neanderthal.
Well, we can prove
category.
that with one real simple thing. Put out your mitt.
Yeah.
Look at the difference in mitts. Look at that. Is that a show on camera? You just got these fat, chunky mitts.
I have got. I'm just look. My joints are quite
just
thick.
Girth.
Like I have. I don't know.
You just have to squat and tackle.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just something that I knew that I would have high Neanderthal DNA. Mainly because I'm, when I'm not doing the podcast, I normally communicate via grunts.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's normally how I talk to people, but,
I feel like it's a cool thing to have. I feel like I wouldn't have that, and I'd have more something like you have French artist. What the fuck?
But yeah, it's really interesting. There's loads of other stuff. I can't go through all of it, but yeah, it's
interesting to do.
I'll
wait till we get another offer on, then I'll do it.
Yeah, really good, really insightful, and I do think this is the kind of shit that people probably should be looking into because
I didn't even know that existed until you said it.
Well, stuff like what we're doing with Imran, where we get bloods tested so we can actually have a look. That gives us a moment in time of how we are at that point. But those numbers, like I said, the cholesterol. If you had that hypercholesterolemia, your cholesterol that's in range. Sorry, man.
It's not your story. No, it's literally.
It's all right.
Do you know what it is? It's because I'm in a room that's dimly lit. You guys think we're all really lit up, but behind the lights is darkness.
It's quite dark.
And if you I'm like a dog. If you put me in a room and dim the lights, it's bad time. So because I'm being sleep deprived for a couple of nights this week, it's making me want to nap.
You can go for an nap soon, mate.
It's because it's like sunset, isn't it? This kind of lighting.
But that's good though. Your body's kind of in tune with its circadian rhythm.
Yeah, I've got to train yet today though. Still.
Oh, have you?
Yeah. Oh. So I need to not be sleepy.
It's just it's more insight. I'm like, shit. What? People spend so much money on useless crap. I think that cost me
Well, think of the amount of money people spend on shitty supplements that don't work, trying to fix something they're not entirely sure they have an issue of.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. What Imran actually does, they do their own version of genetic testing. So I might get another one done and just compare, see how much, because it's a different lab, so it'll be slightly different results, and they'll focus on different things. Because 23andMe are one of the best mainstream ones for the health markers, but the thing is, they've got to jazz this up for a mainstream audience. So they're going to give you all this bullshit novelty stuff of oh, you got 2% Neanderthal DNA. Does it really matter? No. The health side of things is really the bit that you should care about. Yeah. But they've got to add these things in to make it a selling point and just
it's cool to know though.
Yeah, yeah, and it went through a breakdown of likelihood. So it's just you have.
Could you get your results on a printout so you could frame it? It's a cool little thing.
Yeah.
They were just a nice little thing to have in your office, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be quite cool. If do you reckon if I give you some screenshots of this, you could pop them up so people have a look if people care? Do you reckon that'd be something? Maybe make it easier for people to.
Yeah, I'll have had them up whilst you were chatting.
Yeah. Okay. There we go.
It's
been done. Yeah, I'll get some screenshots.
Time traveling.
Yeah, I know.
Time traveling screenshots.
See that? I bet that blows people's minds.
But it's worth it. How much was that?
Future.
You got it on deal, didn't you? It was £80 or something.
Yeah, it was. So it's normally over £100. I think it's normally 130, 140 quid.
Yeah.
But then they had an offer on which was half price ish or something like that. It's I'm sure it was 50% off, and then if you book a second one, I can't remember what exactly the deal was now. I did tell you this ages ago.
Fucking 5% Neanderthal at this point. I feel like you got it for £90 or something.
Yeah.
For two.
Yeah, I think it was. Oh no, I think it was more
for
than
you
that.
and Emma.
I think it was more than that. I think it was 120 for two.
Oh.
But anyway,
£60 each. Yeah.
It's not a huge amount. But for the amount of insight that you get, and just knowing whether. I spoke to some people about this before I've got it, and the amount of people were like, "Oh God, no, I wouldn't want to know." I was like, "Why would you not want to know?"
Yeah, people are scared.
Why would you not want to know if you've got something potentially severely wrong, and you are at very high risk of something else? Because then a simple lifestyle change could literally add years and years onto to your life, or you'd never even develop.
Same with what Imran's clinic does is the blood testing just for health benefits. It's going to cost you a small amount of money spread over the time spans that you're only going to probably get done you probably get done quarterly. So you're only getting done 4 times a year. Mm-hmm. You spread that overall cost over 365 days. You're probably working out pence a day.
Yeah. Well, your genetic testing, you only do that once.
Yeah.
You just do that once. It's your blood that you then keep on top of. I suppose some places they may check for other things.
I think a good thing to do would be to, that's forever. So what's the cost of the initial purchase versus the time it lasts? And then break it down that way and see whether it's worth it. Because some of the stuff you're buying that you think's helping you lasts 30 days. It costs you 30 to £40. You over £1 average a day. Where you've got these legitimate testing scenarios where you actually find out what's going on inside of you and real results from scientific-based research.
Yeah.
And it's going to probably work out as being something like probably 10p a day.
Yeah, because this is stuff the NHS aren't going to do this for you.
Dude.
And this isn't to slag off the NHS
Even when they
at all.
do
This
things,
is like,
it's done in the most backwards, back-ass way because they have to do it. They don't want you in repeatedly.
No.
When it's NHS. They want you in once, job done, which is why the TRT is so bad. Because they want you in once, mass dose you, and then let that peter off.
Yeah.
And then bring you back in again. So your best interest, your most efficient interest is not at heart. For them, it's like, what are we allowed to do and what makes them come in the least amount of times?
Yeah, because they've got time constraints and financial constraints.
Yeah.
And, they're trying to find a balance between how bad is their health and how much can we actually, like, resource-wise help out.
Yeah.
If, that means sometimes you've got to really push back. And also you, as an individual, are responsible for your own health. Do not fucking think that this is something that the state will look after. They'll just sort it out. No, this is you. If you're not happy, push. If you
Well, we found that out today from a personal scenario we talk about. When we found that somebody who pushed and pushed and pushed to find something, and it turned out that the results that they had back when they had them double checked by another doctor gave a completely different. They originally got a you're fine to oh no, you've got this.
Yeah.
Same results, not redone, just somebody else looking at them who was being competent.
Yeah.
Just unbelievable negligence.
Yeah, that's it. And
you're talking about something serious that could have led to real, if not treated, the issue that was under surveillance could literally have led to cancerous occurrences.
Yeah. Yeah. So
which can be fixed with a simple injection.
Yeah, exactly.
Unbelievable.
It's
maybe it's pills. Either way, it can be medicated to fix it totally.
Yeah, I think they're tablets.
Yeah, it's more likely.
But anyway, it's just you are really responsible for your health. Like, you need to
don't take what they say as you're fine as being okay. All done with that now. Face orgasm. That was a good one. Just don't take it. Don't be. Let's just let them go. Yeah, you're all fine. Don't just. You want to say no. I don't want my results to be yes, good, no, bad. I want what were my results. I want the actual numbers. Can I get the printout? I want to see it and that's what you want. Because like we've just said, we found somebody who, if they hadn't pushed to see their numbers and have them rechecked from the exact same test, that test would have just been signed off, done and dusted. And the results were actually showing errors. And this fucking incompetent doctor couldn't be asked, probably looked at the wrong section of the form for the issue they were looking at and just went, yeah, it's normal, see you later. When actually they should have looked at another section and it was the flags were all there, what they were testing for. And so it's unbelievable. Yeah, just... You got to take shit into your own hands most of the time. But I was
just going to say, like, don't be afraid to get a second opinion. Do not do that. Like, that happens all the time. Yeah, just do not be afraid to get a second opinion. People have this thing where when they're talking to a doctor, and I've been on the other end of it as well, because they're a doctor, they've gone to med school. Like, this person knows what they're doing. Like, you feel like I'm just me. I know how I feel, but like maybe the doctor's right, and it's easy to like doubt yourself a little bit. But they're still human as well, and it's not necessarily because they're deliberately being negligent, but think of everything that they need to try and be knowledgeable about.
And also, they're given, it's Chinese whispers, they're given something from somebody else that's been done by somebody else. Yeah. So something can get lost in translation a lot of the time as well. So like when someone rings up, is that test result a yes or a no? You go, yeah, no, you're good. But they could be looking at the wrong thing because something got lost in translation along the way. And also, so it's like, well, am I good for? Well, tell me what am I good for? Yeah. What's the actual result that for my thing? Then reiterate what it is that you were tested for, and say what was the result for that you can tell me and the exact numbers for it, because that makes them then go look back at it. Yeah, and they legally have to tell you that.
Yeah, I know.
Don't let some grumpy bitch fucker on the desk who doesn't know shit, who's like I think it's a nurse who's on the desk, but some of them can be arsey as shit because they've had enough phone calls today. They've been given shit by somebody in the office already that morning. They've dealt with some drunk come in or whatever, and they're not ready for your shit down the phone.
I know, my friend Chris, when he had a load of blood tests done, and so they have an app at his GP, and he was like, well, just can you upload them onto the app?
They won't, will they?
They were refusing, and he literally... Like, he had to properly argue with them to do it. And it was like, they're my results.
Yes.
I'm allowed to see them. Legally. And eventually they did, but he had to battle for it.
You have to go in and present your ID and sign off a piece of paper to then get them to upload it to the app. Yeah. It's a whole rigmarole to discourage people to go for doing it, I guess.
Yeah, it is bizarre. Like, why it happens that way.
Bullshit of our red tape society, isn't it? Everything's got 800 consent forms you've got to sign.
I think it's because as well, like there's just so many loopholes and so much, like you said, red tape to kind of get around. It's what's going to be the easiest, and because it's so complex, making change in an industry that's so diverse and so complex, it's going to move at like a fucking glacial pace, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's just how do you influence everything across it? Yeah. So, and I've seen stuff about how out of date a lot of practices can be, just because it's so much new information comes out about it, so much stuff so frequently. It's literally impossible for doctors to keep up to date with everything that's going on and all the practical advice. So sometimes they're following stuff that might have been outdated 5 years ago, but because they've not, and it's not their fault, and it's not even, it doesn't.
Classic one, I've got one.
God.
Nutrition. They're terrible with nutrition.
Oh, God, yeah.
One time I knew somebody went in a friend and they were hyperglycemic. They were getting hyperglycemic. And the doctor said, just carry a Mars bar in your bag. And when they went in, I said, keep pineapple on you. Yeah. Some like fruit. I suggested, quick acting fruits. Yeah. And I think it was a girl. Yeah, she said at the time, she said, well, a guy who's a PTO I know said to keep pineapple instead of that. And he went, oh yeah, that as well. That or that. Hang on, like a Mars bar or a pineapple. That fucking Watamora. He had no clue. Yeah. He just knew there was sugar in a candy bar. Eat that, makes you feel better. He zero effort to go and actually understand anything nutritional about it. Yeah. And he was saying, eat this unhealthy pile of crap instead of some fresh nature sugar.
Yeah.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah, that seems. Cause everybody knows instinctively what is better for you: a Mars bar or a piece of pineapple.
He didn't even suggest fruit. He literally suggested a Mars bar. It was his thing. There was not A or B choice. It was just a Mars bar. Now, if you told that to somebody, they'd think, well, he's picked a Mars bar for a reason. It must have stuff in it that is specific to my issue.
It must be the Mars.
So I have to eat a Mars bar if I feel woozy.
Yeah.
What a great thing to be told.
I know.
You'd go out and buy multi-packs, wouldn't you, straight away?
Yeah, so I'm feeling a bit...
And you just, every day, you just look woozy a bit, wouldn't you? I nearly fell over then, Mars bar.
Yeah. A good excuse.
So we've done some... Fucking, what have we gone? We've gone genetic testing, giant
I've got
death
one.
dogs, whiskey tumblers, my little rant... What did I rant about? Oh, yeah, being tired, yawning.
What about what happened to the gym why you couldn't come down the other day? Well, one of the reasons why you didn't come down.
Oh,
what happened?
Murder.
Well, it wasn't a murder. They survived, but
there
was 2 stabbings that happened in town where my gym is, and the multi-story car park that's like
literally on the other side of the road from your gym.
So
where we
I think it happened in the lift, and the kid was like 14. So it was like I think it was either a 14 or a 15-year-old kid stabbed another 14 or 15-year-old kid.
That is some aggressive 14-year-olds.
How fucking crazy is it? But so...
Do you know what would stop a 14-year-old kid stabbing you? Punching him real hard in the face.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that probably would work. But you're limited if you're also a 14-year-old kid. Yeah. And they've got a knife. And
that's why you should all learn Thai boxing or something equivalent to be able to defend yourselves. And also, can we just reiterate, not all 14-year-olds or 12-year-olds are running around with knives. These are 2 scutterbutters that probably deserve to jab each other up for whatever they're doing in life at the moment.
I don't know.
And hopefully they'll learn from it and become better people because they'll realise, oh shit, the bullshit I'm involved in isn't worth this.
Yeah.
That'll go the full other way and be like, vengeance.
I know absolutely nothing about it. I don't know whether it was a group of friends or whether...
it's usually mob mentality, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's very bizarre. It's very strange, and Stourbridge is quite. It's not an amazing area, but it's not a bad area. And so I
wouldn't expect that there.
Something like that. Yeah, it was bizarre. So yeah, so it happened on the multi-story car park. The person then
it sounds like they met for a fight.
Yeah, because I think it was at the top of a multi-story. Yeah,
why else would you all meet at the top of a multi-story car park?
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
A deal gone wrong. Oh. Ooh. Oh, so everybody, just in case you were unaware, I need to take the bins out.
Yeah, maybe it was a deal gone wrong, but they're 14 years old.
It's like one of them was like, "That's not the top trumps I wanted."
Pokemon cards.
Yeah. You good son of a bitch. These aren't Pokemon.
You told me it was shiny.
Yeah, stop.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just paper cuts. Really bad paper cuts. Yeah. One of them was really good at flicking cards.
Probably shouldn't.
Anyway, yeah. So stabby in
they literally closed the entire multi-story car park because they came down, so there was blood on every
because
floor.
you rang me and you're just like, you can't park anywhere.
Yeah, so they closed the whole multi-story car park. They then ran across the road to somewhere next door to us to call for help, basically. So then they cordoned off the entire road.
Anywhere he dripped blood.
Yeah,
Closed
but
it.
like even all in front of our business, the business next door, and you know how the police chose to cordon it off, and where they decided where the crime scene was based around where is there a lamppost to tie our tape to.
Yeah, I suppose so.
That's literally it.
They'd have to.
So there was a whole, the car park at the back.
Yeah.
So all
Of the
loads
gym.
of yeah.
The gym, yeah.
So that's not our car park, so don't use it because you will get a ticket.
That's the cool hotel, sprawly hotel car park.
So all of those cars got stuck on there, and they were
They couldn't get them out.
yeah. So they were going to impound all the cars, because they're on a crime scene, so they were all being like, I don't know if impound is the right
I
word.
was going to say, because impounding means the police would take them away.
Well, they were basically they
Just
were
were stuck there until
yeah, they
the
were
police
stuck
said
there
otherwise.
because they had forensics, and then people were literally there going, "Did anything happen on the car park? No. So why can't I get my car?"
Yeah.
And they were just like, because it's in the crime scene area. I was just like, just let me get my fucking car.
Yeah,
Eventually,
come on.
they let them just get their car.
I was going to say.
But yeah, it was. I just thought it was really funny because it was literally not even close.
Yeah.
It was like the other side.
Well,
of
let's
the
just
street.
say the world has been against me getting to your gym this week.
Yeah.
Because again, I was supposed to go this morning, and then I forgot the chimney sweeps were coming, which is not an everyday occurrence. And so, there was a knock at the door as I was running around getting my camera stuff ready. It was like, bam, 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 get to the door. It was like, chimney sweep. I was like, oh, okay. And then following the chimney sweep was window cleaner, who's a lovely lad, and so he always loves a good chat. Yeah. And so by the time I was done with chimney sweeps, obviously because they got to get in, they dust sheet the entire room like through the living, then they get the big long, old school chimney sweep brushes, all the way up the chimney flute, give them a good old clean your tubes out, and then clean up. They're really good, they're really efficient, but it's, not a 10-minute job.
Do you use that fire?
Yeah,
yeah.
I love a real fire.
I don't think I've ever seen. Have I seen it on?
When it's cold and snowy, it's just a good Oh, I make crumpets on it and everything.
No, I don't think I've ever been here when you've had it on.
Oh, we'll have to change that.
Yeah,
you've had fire pits with me. That's why.
Yeah,
we did that.
So yeah, there's been 2 days where you were hopefully going to come down and train, and then two
Just
things like
kiboshed.
scuffed it.
Yeah,
and obviously like with today's podcast, because we're doing it day early, so that was 1 day out of the week. It's been mental.
This week's been a bit of an uprising. But as we said, plenty of new things over the next 3 months. You're going to see me ramp up my outputtings on socials. Mm-hmm. I've kind of got the buzz back because I'm going to start taking some of my own projects back up again. Like I told you, I got the new capability to go and film these worst pain series things, and so it's just sparking all these nice ideas and things like that. I want to get back over to the gym for jiu-jitsu, and stuff like that, although that is a trek for me, so it's hard, but I'd like to get over.
Moved closer.
Well, that's the thing as well. It does look like I shall be moving to newer pastures where I'm a bit more available.
Yeah, because it's lovely here, but
beautiful, but
there's nothing. How far is it from your gym? Like, your gym is the closest decent gym, but it's still
25
minutes away.
Do the sneeze. Look up at light. It should make you sneeze. You got to stare at the light, looking up. It's probably not bright enough. But that's a trick. If you feel like you're going to sneeze and you can't, look up towards the sun. That will make you sneeze. But if you can't, look at a bright light. Look up. It's weird. I don't know why.
I felt it. It was like,
yeah, just tickling. Face orgasms. They're good.
Do you think this is an allergy?
I think it's hay fever.
Yeah,
just from because we've had real hot weather with some heavy rain and then nothing. So the rain brings it down, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But then we've had a dry period, so it's all gone back up into the atmosphere. If it rains again, you'll be fine.
The nasal spray I've used as well hasn't really touched it. It's like not. It's like.
Is it a proper one where it like blows your eyes out?
Yeah.
Huh?
But it's not. So it's. I think
it's hay fever.
Hay fever. Yeah. It's like. I don't know.
Because my nose was a little runny yesterday.
And it's like clear running.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's just like
just water.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I don't have hay fever, but at the beginning of the pollen season, I get that little bit of nose at the beginning, and then obviously my body just goes, "Yeah, we're fine with that." And
I only get it like I normally do get like I always used to think it was a cold around like April time.
Yeah.
And then I started to realise, it's actually just hay fever. But then it goes away for the rest of the year. So I think it is just like
new pollen comes in, your body goes, "Yeah, we're alright with that."
And then
stops rejecting it.
Anyway, shall we carry on? What were we talking about?
Ooh, I've forgotten completely. I was too busy waiting for you to face orgasm.
Oh, I forgot what we were talking about.
we were talking about stabbies, Pokemons and thingies, cordoning off.
Oh, you moving?
Yeah. Oh, me moving. Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
you ramping everything back up.
Yeah.
And,
just because, like you said, I get a little stuck here, and it will be nicer. More to have things within walkable distance. Yeah. Because I'd like to be able to walk to just somewhere to have a coffee. And that only needs to be within a village. Like, I don't want to be in the middle of a town, like a busy place. But I want to be somewhere where there's just something accessible that's...
Everything's a car ride away from you. Everything.
Yeah, so the closest, like my gym is 25 minutes away, and that's still and it's a 25-minute drive, like these wiggly roads. So it's not like you can just sit and be a passenger.
Assuming traffic's all right. Because when we came back the other time, traffic was fucked, wasn't
it? And they're digging the fucking road up, and they've been digging it up for over 6 months. So it's a nightmare going. Like, you hit 30 miles an hour on these 6 mile hour roads for the whole third of the journey. Yeah. And you get there, and so you just beat your will down to get off the sofa to go. That's why I got the fun car. At least makes me want to get in the car. Yeah. So, I think it would be nicer to be closer to be able to get to BCB more, and obviously just hang out more on a social front.
From Gracie Barrow as well would be cool. Get him on the podcast.
Oh, 100%. Stu's hilarious.
Yeah, so I might have a word with him. I'm actually gonna. I just realised I'm gonna not be able to go to BJJ because I'm gonna be in Scotland.
Oh yeah.
I just clicked. But so I'll speak to him when I see him probably next week.
I'll message him because I do want to do some more stuff with Stu. He's good.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
He's fun.
His content, his photos are really good. Have you seen? Like
he's a love. I love it. He goes and buys the most expensive tech on the market and then learns how to use it. Yeah, it's a good way of doing it, I suppose. Commit to the payment and then be like, right, well, gotta use it.
Yeah, best
best make the best out of this.
No, and it is. He's good. His photography is awesome, and now he's actually like some of the other like. Jiu-jitsu places, when they do events, they actually like want you to come in and get the photos for him because I suppose it's a very niche thing, isn't it? And so his social media is always stunning. Like Stu's social media is fucking well good. It blows me away that he doesn't have more followers because he should.
But that's what I mean on socials. The quality of content means fuck all now. Yeah. It used to mean more when it was picture based because you would stop at a beautiful picture. Yeah. It would catch your eye. Whereas now they're killing that off really quickly by not being video. If you look at Instagram now, it's just all videos. And that's what they wanted. Yeah. Because they were fighting TikTok, weren't they?
It has massively shifted just to videos now, which is kind of... It's just weird, isn't it? It's not even what Instagram was like originally.
So what's worse is it drags you in for longer. Yeah. Because you're watching full videos before you go to the next thing. Yeah. So I've made sure that the videos I get seen are either something to do with MMA or boxing, which interests me, and I want to know those. Like, I like to see those confrontations. Yeah. Or basically like people voicing over animals. That's it. So I'm either laughing or looking at something that interests me. So I'm not getting just the nonsense. Yeah. And I actively click on the "Don't show me this again."
If I do that now.
That is really mundane.
Yeah, I've started doing that. It's actually quite a useful feature, so you can start to filter it out with I don't know, just being in control of what you get exposed to.
It's where I had a bit of a rant about it on the last episode. Get your fucking head out your phone. Get your head out your ass because it's the same fucking place, I'm telling you, and just enjoy what's around you and take advantage of when you're going to the gym and take advantage of when you're meeting people and take advantage of when you're going to somewhere new, meeting new people. Say hello. Bashing the microphones. Say hello, shake more hands, introduce yourself. Yeah, you're not going to get on with everyone, but hell, you might meet somebody that changes your entire trajectory because they like you, you get talking, you have a similar idea, and then, well, I can help you with that. Oh, we could do this. Oh, new ideas. Yeah. And shit happens that way. You know, it doesn't happen when you walk in staring at your phone.
Yeah. And again, like you putting yourself in a position where you're going to be exposed to more people.
Yes.
That's going to be more
That's one of the things. And I'm a people person.
Yeah, you are.
I like being around people.
Yeah, so that'd be exciting. I fucking think it'd be great if you move closer.
I do. I'm just trying to find that spot where I'm not too far away from my mum. Yeah. And then closer in that way.
Yeah, yeah.
So look at Tenbury Wells.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd be the youngest guy there.
Yeah, you would.
Because definitely an old place. But there's stuff on the doorstep of everything there.
Yeah.
And you can still nip into Wales for the bike rides.
Yeah.
We're out this weekend. All the boys are down. Guess who's not invited? Scotland boy.
Well, I can't fucking ride a bike.
Because I'd have been said. Yeah, that's what I mean. Because I'd be like, do you want to come out for a ride? And you'd be like, I
was literally looking at it again today.
But you've had a nice idea for it.
Yeah,
everybody's going to chip in for Lou's birthday to get him riding motorbike.
Yeah, because
I think that's a good idea.
Well, I've got.
I'll chip in 50p.
I've got new car coming up because we've got our car on finance at the moment, and that's about to be due. So we're about to get something new in the next couple of months. New dog, several £1,000s. So
Crazy.
Yeah, so we've got a few expenses, so I'm just trying to be a bit careful. But yeah, it's my birthday in May, so I might just say, like, I know a few people who are asking me what I want for my 30th.
You don't need trainers. You don't need more clothes. But bike test.
There's nothing I want anyway. That's the only thing that actually comes to mind that I actually think I want.
Yeah, and so honestly, this weekend it's supposed to be like 14 degrees, and all the two lads are coming down, and we're going to go out riding. We're going to go over to Abersock. So we're going to do that nice run out to the coast, and you go past all these beautiful forests and stuff all the way out there. We made the mistake of going to Aberystwyth last time, and Aberystwyth sucks. Don't care if you're from there. Sucks. Nothing there. So boring. And it was like every biker got there and was like, huh. Nobody knew what to do with themselves. Right. So everyone just went and got an ice cream because that was the only thing you could do, and then just sat on like this wall. Yeah. There was no way you could sit and have a coffee, or no little coastal little restaurant thing to sit in. Just nothing.
Was it in season?
I don't know. I don't think there's just nothing there. There's no infrastructure for anything to be there.
Right.
So we're going to go to Abersock via, I want to say Abu Dhabi or something like that.
Yeah.
Supposed to be there's an beautiful estuary run past there, and then in Abersock there are actual places to sit, have food and a coffee. It doesn't need to be massive. Just a little quaint place to sit down, have some food, have a coffee, and you're happy. But it's having that stop point, an actual proper stop where you can sit and be served something. Whereas when we got to Aberystwyth, it was just like a fish and chip shop on a corner. Everyone was just like stood eating out of polystyrene. Like, that sucks. Yeah. Fuck, I've not ridden like 90 miles to eat out of polystyrene stood on a road. Yeah. Get stuffed. Nah. So we're doing a better one. But it's such a good day out. Mm. We went out riding for the first ride of the season the other week, myself and my buddy Mark.
I bet you'd have some amazing rides in Scotland.
Yeah, but you know what? In the summer, midges are apparently horrendous up there.
It depends if you like by water and stuff like that. It depends.
I don't know because they're up in the hills and everything. Apparently, really? Yeah. Apparently, it's just a nightmare. All right. Maybe because Scotland's so wet during the winter, there's enough moisture everywhere.
Everything's just drying out for months,
and so they're fine. They're happy to be anywhere because it's all moist. But apparently, you get nailed, and they love me. Biters, I must smell like chocolate caramel to them. Literally, if you're here and there's a little buzzer in the room, it'll go, nope, and come straight to me. You will be fine.
In the genetic testing, it actually tells you if you have a higher likelihood of being bitten.
Oh, mine would be just 100%.
Mine wasn't, and I was like, I don't get bitten that often.
I was on a drip in Cuba.
Yeah.
I got bit that much. They had to put me on an anti-inflammatory drip. It was smelling like golf balls on me. You know how I got the hyper scarring? Yeah. Hyper scarring. Yeah. So like my scar tissue, it overscars, and then it shrinks back. Mm. Same with the bites. Yeah. It like overinflames and then shrinks down. But I'll often get scars from the bite, even if I don't scratch them.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, because of that hyper scarring issue. So fuck you, bitey things.
Yeah, you obviously taste good.
And I don't like putting DEET on myself.
Yeah,
like I don't. I just feel like this is definitely giving me cancer. So you weigh it up, get bit, get cancer. Yeah. Pesticide on your skin. It can't be good.
No, I don't know anything
There's no way it can be good.
I've never used it because I don't get bit, or I very rarely get bit.
So I was like rubbing myself in other stuff like citrulline. Putting that around your wrists, and then there's something to do with garlic. I was eating garlic cloves last time before I went anywhere. You swallow a garlic clove a day for like the 2 weeks prior to going away. Yeah. And apparently, because garlic's
permeates you.
Yeah,
permeates. You're not going to pull
your skin, and you're gonna not good times for everyone around you. But apparently, it really helps deter them.
Right.
That, and this is a handy hint from army friends. Okay. Men's Nivea cream. You know the blue tub Nivea?
Yeah.
They use that in fucking jungles and everything. Apparently insects hate it, so you smother yourself in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, really don't like it. My problem is I like to go in the sea. Mm. So I'm like, I am protected. Dip. I am unprotected. Zumph. Bite.
Yeah. Just get through tubs of Nivea.
Yeah. Dude, I am like Indiana Jones going through the freaking underground tombs on an evening when I'm trying to find mosquitoes in the hotel room. I am everywhere, searching in every nook and cranny. Because when you get bitten like 12 times in the night, that's one little motherfucker. Mm-hmm. That's not 12 mozzies. That's one who's dining out. Mm-hmm. That motherfucker's on an all-you-can-eat bender. Yeah,
going in over and over.
I got bitten in Greece on every muscle group in a single nap in an afternoon. I woke up, it bit me on...
A little bit of bicep?
It bit me on each calf. It bit me on each major muscle. One on each calf, one on each quad, one on the middle of each bicep. Middle of each bicep. I was like, what the fuck? Shoulder, chest. I was like, it's taking a piss. Yeah. Playing fucking dot to dot.
Yeah.
Bastards.
Nice and symmetrical.
Honestly, I get almost anxious when I go somewhere and there's bugs.
Really?
If I hear this, I'm like, oh, yeah, because I just know I'm going to get nailed. And not only am I going to get nailed, it's going to swell up, and then it really itches me.
Yeah.
So I'm then going to be irritable. So it's just this lose thing for me.
I'm amazed I don't get stuff like that because, again, with my allergies and shit like that, I thought that potentially like bugs would make me fucking inflate, but so far so good. Yeah.
Honestly, I got bit 74 times in Cuba.
74 times? You counted them?
Yeah, of course I did. I was on a drip.
Yeah. Did the doctors count them, or did you count
I think they got to 30 and was like, you need to go on medication. I walked in looking like honestly, I looked like someone smacked a golf club off my head.
The guy in fucking Suicide Squad 2.
That was me. Yeah, with the dots. Polka dot man. That was me when he didn't get rid of the dots. Fucking it was. Honestly, it was horrendous. Bastard. Yeah, I can only go places where, like south of France, are really good because they dust. They constantly, they have mosquito traps everywhere. And I'm not kidding you. This, if you don't like insects, this is a horrible thing to see. I don't mind insects if you don't like biters, because you're like, oh, I see a few a day. No, there are thousands of these bastards. They have these almost bins that attract the mosquitoes in.
Yeah.
But when they get there, for however, whatever reason, they can get in, they can't get out, it traps them. Yeah. But they trap them in what is essentially just a big black bag, bin liner. The size of a bin liner, and they fill multiples of these things a day.
Jesus.
But that's why you don't get bit.
Yeah.
Because they're all there. But that's how many of them are just like, I'm gonna bite you in a minute.
You wouldn't want to. You wouldn't want to split that bag open, would you?
I imagine
just walking with it. Oh.
Yeah, and for every one of those, there's another 100 you haven't seen, 1,000 you haven't seen, ready to bite you.
Sounds like it's almost a bit of a phobia for you.
Yeah, no, it is. Honestly, it's so, when I get bitten, I know it's gonna bug me for. It's going to itch me for 2 weeks. It doesn't go down. And I use all these, you can keep your stupid creams, your little electric clicker things that are supposed to help it stop itching. None of it works. I even tried this one where you're supposed to, the moment you get bit, is to get a spoon as hot as you can get it, put it into boiling water, as hot as you can get it, and put it on the skin on the bite where it is, as much as you can stand it, because that's supposed to denature the proteins that they impart into you to stop you coagulating the blood, so that they can be like... salted caramel.
Yeah. Is that what you taste like?
Yeah, apparently. But it must be. Like, they're not coming to me going, beetroot.
Maybe they like beetroot.
Yeah, which is why when I eat the garlic, they're like, garlic.
Salted caramel and garlic?
Garlic, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
So, yeah, even the hot spoon thing, I did that, like, really thought, oh, yes, I've got this. Nope, fuck all. My body just went, burp. Not good. And I'm Cypriot.
Yeah.
How am I not bug tolerant? But then my mum is like English Rose.
Yeah.
Like where the sun glances at her and she's like, I'm purple. Yeah. So I feel like the bite thing is from her. Like my skin is lovely and Cypriot and tanned, but then underneath. So I'm like a Turkish delight.
Yes.
Chocolate covered Turkish delight. Yeah. There we go. I think we've tangented enough.
Yeah, this was literally just a fucking clusterfuck of tangents.
Yeah,
today.
it was just a fun one. This was a fun episode. So now this is your chance to start getting in. Now listen, if you're on Spotify, there are literally polls that we can put up and questions. So there'll be a poll on here. There'll be something ridiculous. I'm going to ask how many of you get bit. That's going to be the poll for this one. How many of you
are you succulent or not?
Are you succulent or are you not? Yeah. So that'll be the poll, and that's a yes, no. But then there'll be another one if you look under, if you scroll, and it'll be a question. And the question is going to be, what do you want us to answer? And you just respond to that, and then we can literally see your answers on our back end.
Yep.
Away. And then we'll literally start putting them in a list, and we'll do them. Boom. Yeah. For the shorters, the bite-sized CREWCasts.
Yeah. Have we got a better name?
I have to come up with something shorter because I can't write bite-sized. Yeah, well, give us a hint for a name.
Yeah.
So a shorter version of the CREWCast, because the other option was just to be like, is this episode 60? So it'd be episode 60B.
Yeah, we could like the Jackass films, 60.5.
Yeah, could do that. Could do that.
We could do 0.5s.
0.5 episodes.
Yeah, maybe that would work.
I don't know if the system would allow that. Because I have to log in that it's episode whatever. I wonder if it would abide by point systems.
Maybe not.
So yeah, give us an idea.
Yeah.
Titles for the CREWCast shorts.
Yeah. anything, put it in the comments on YouTube as well if you're on YouTube.
Yeah, if you're on YouTube, comments. If you're on Spotify, there's the polls and the question thing. And also don't forget to rate us if you're on iTunes or Spotify. Spotify's a star system. iTunes is whatever iTunes is. Leave us a review. That really helps.
Yeah. And any questions that you've got for Imran as well. So make sure to differentiate. So if it's a question for the doc, say question for the doc.
I think you can use the question box on Spotify multiple times maybe as well. You can keep just logging answers to the question.
So, yeah, the more the merrier.
Yeah, there we go. Hope you're all having a great week. It's Monday again. We're back to normal.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Everything should go smooth.
This is it.
When you see us next, it'll be nice and smooth, well organised, oiled.
Well, the next week you'll know whether you can get a 90-kilogram dog into a... What car is it you got there?
It's a Leon.
Yeah. Hot hatch.
Yeah, so we'll see.
I'm going to say no.
I reckon... I just can't picture...
I reckon you're going to have to go full-on family man.
Well, the
Volvo estate.
So, no, because it's a Cupra that we're getting next, and they do that as they do the Cupra estate, and it's 4-wheel drive.
What about an Audi estate instead of that?
I really like the Leons. I
know, but Audi's inside are nice.
I know. There's a Cupra version that's 4-wheel drive, and it literally 0 to 60.
Let Lou know.
It 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds.
Yeah, but what's it like inside?
It's actually it looks the same as mine does. Really, it's quite nice. It's not as nice as an Audi, but it's all right.
Give Lou some ideas for an estate, a sleeper estate car that you can just salvage some of his manlyhood.
Look like I'm picking the kids up from the pool.
Yeah, I was going to say, just be happy you're not in a people carrier, because once you've done that, your balls are in a brown bag, mate.
I don't want an estate, but I might have to if I've got.
Sorry for anybody who drives the minivan, but as men, you know, if you're getting in a minivan, your time's over.
Yeah.
You need to go and instantly buy some kind of Triumph Spitfire that you keep in the garage and work on,
to level
and
it
tinker
out.
at. Yeah, just go or a motorbike and come and join the crew. So there we go. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been fun to be back, and we'll be back with more answers to your questions next week with the TRT docs. So make sure to get those in. Also, if you haven't subscribed on YouTube, make sure to do that as well. Keep doing that. It's been great. And other than that, remember, get your heads out of your asses and out of your phones. Leave the shit that was in the week before and bring forward what was good. And we'll catch you in the next episode.
Toodle.
Toodle.